And I want to take these few moments to share some thoughts with you. So, as you all know, we've spent the past 2 years now, really, let's be honest here, 2 years in this space dealing with coronavirus and the pandemic. There's nothing that I can say about the pandemic that is not already documented. And not only that, I am definitely not an expert in any means to be able to speak intelligently about it. However, one thing I can do is I can speak from the perspective of a educator, as a school teacher, as a principal, someone who works with children, someone who has children, and is very concerned about where we are going as far as getting back on track. On a daily basis, I see students who are struggling to find their voice. And the assumption is that the voice that they're trying to find is one where they're trying to get us to listen and and be able to participate in their own future. I don't think that's the case. I think that's some of it. But I think the voice is the voice that is needed, or at least that they need to put out there, at least from the conversations I've had with some children, some students. And I shouldn't call them children. I work in a high school, and I've had very deep, intelligent conversation with young people who are, in living in a world where they have to pull their own weight. Many of my students have jobs, like practically full-time jobs, between the weekends and after school, to support their families. It's not that they're in a position where they're being forced, to take care of the family. They're doing their part to keep their families afloat. A lot of our students in households, in many cases, not even in households, in temporary housing situations where they have to lend a hand, because their parents are underemployed. There's serious insecurities around housing and food and just money in general. So they do their part. They get that minimum wage job, or in some cases, not so bad paying jobs, especially in industries where they've had a hard time hiring, like restaurants and places like that. I have students who are doing that and having to also figure out their homework and supporting with taking care of their siblings and all these different spaces. And I believe that the voice that they're trying to get out there, the things that they're trying to say is, I'm tired. I'm scared. Somebody tell me that this is going to get better. Somebody tell me that I'm going to have a chance to be a youth, a child, to enjoy, have fun again. Because it's sad when you think about the fact that in the past 2 years, a lot of our students have had to grow up so quickly. Like, their youth has been compressed into a space where they've lost out on so much. And the question now is, what are we doing, or what can we do to make that right again, if anything at all? And sometimes we're seeing bad behavior in our schools, especially now. And we're just chalking it up to youth and saying that this is how kids act, when in all reality, I think a lot of them are screaming for help. A lot of students, a lot of young people are just saying, we need to talk. We need to express to you what we're going through, what we're feeling, in a safe space, so we know that there's help coming. It's a struggle. It's a struggle for me because I see this every day. It's taking me a while to really be able to start to articulate what I'm seeing. Our kids they're not, just being kids. they're surviving serious trauma, serious trauma. And somebody needs to articulate what this thing is. Who have we become as a result of the quarantines and the pandemic and the fear and the social isolation? Who have we become? Is this part of our normal human, development, normal human DNA, the things that made us who we are as a society and culture? Has the pandemic exploited, or even not even exploited, has the pandemic destroyed some of that? And are we seeing the results of that in our schools? So I just want to share that thought with you because it's something that's been in my mind, and it's a hard one, right? So tell me, if you're an educator, you're a parent, anyone with school age children, are you noticing these differences? How are you addressing them? How's your school addressing them? And what advice would you give to any parent, teacher, or anyone who works with children out there that can be done to really be helpful in getting our young people, directed in moving in the right direction. All right, this is Uche Joku, Sneaker Principal. Thank you so much. We'll talk to you soon. All right. Good night.